Klopp bringing substitutions there. We'll speak about that maybe later on. It's a Christmas tradition now, isn't it?
I think the substitution one is a valid debate. And I saw our colleague Gab Marcotti tweeting about it earlier about, you know, other leagues are trying it and have done it for a while. And there has to be some data in terms of how it's affecting the bigger clubs and the smaller clubs. Because the argument is the bigger squads have more ammunition to bring on, so it sort of favours them even more, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, let's go back to the fixtures. If you don't like this fixture schedule at this period in the Premier League, do not manage in the Premier League. It hasn't just puffed out of thin air. Hasn't just appeared. Yes, this COVID pandemic has reared its head again. It's made it more difficult. It's made it more problematic. But even if we take that away and there's no COVID-affected teams, they're still having this moan-up about fixture scheduling. This is a tradition in England. And people keep saying, well, it can change. It's a tradition to play on the 28th, on the 26th, and on the 28th, and sometimes on the 30th. That's what they do in England. That's what the fans appreciate and they love. And fans and families and kids look forward to going to these games. And yes, it puts the players through the ringer. Yes, it's not easy. But it's part and parcel of the long story of potentially winning a league or being relegated. How do you handle this 7 or 10-day period? Yes, you might have more injuries. Unlucky. How's the fringe players going to do? How do you cope with those injuries? Is it the difference between you winning a league or not? That's all part and parcel of this game. It hasn't just appeared in England. If you don't like it, don't manage there, because it's been happening for years and it will happen for more years. We know it takes 72 hours or whatever to recover. We understand that. It's not a perfect science, football. It's not a perfect science. Oh, Johnny, whatever, his lactic acid is not back to what it should be yet. He's in the red zone. Can we have another day off? Where does it end? This is when the games are. Shut up and get on with it.
And the games have been brilliant. Yesterday was brilliant. We saw
I know there's been COVID. I understand the COVID implications. That is another scenario.
Yeah, it's sports about entertainment, isn't it? Overall, and we get that over Christmas.
As much as the games are a Christmas tradition, it almost feels like Jurgen Klopp complaining about it has become a Christmas tradition over the years, because he's been doing that for some time. Pre-COVID.
And he got a rest this year.
The surprising one is Brendan Rodgers complaining about the computer throwing out the fixtures with Liverpool City as it was, and just kind of given his own experiences in the game. That surprised me. I've gotten used to Klopp. Tuchel surprised me a little bit, but Brendan Rodgers just kind of threw me for a loop. Listen, as a player, when the schedule came out, you look to see what games you had during Christmas, because it's an integral part of the season, managing that period.
Did you enjoy it?
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. You figure it out. Right now, I get it. The science has moved on, and to Craig's point, and as Brendan Rodgers was talking about, recovery times, etc., etc. As a player, everybody's doing it. So, right, COVID has affected some games this year, but generally, as a player, everybody's doing it. You know how to manage yourself through that or you figure out how to manage yourself through that Christmas period, and you just get on with it.
Right.
Just as simply as that. It's a part of the season that you have to figure out, like every other part of the season. To start the season, you're not fully match fit. To end the season, you're a little bit tired. You have to figure those bits out as well. And just get on with it. I really don't understand this continuing narrative.
I mean, it really is grating now. It's a big business, this time of year, financially for the broadcasters and for the Premier League.
Because they got a monopoly, pretty much.
Yeah, there's no football playing. And that's good for the league, and that's good for the players in terms of pay.
Yeah, and exactly, you're getting all these money.
And for the broadcasters, it's worth a lot of money to them. And guess what? Guess where the broadcast money goes? Goes to the Premier League. Guess where that money goes? Goes to the clubs. Guess where that money goes? Goes to the managers. It filters all the way through. It's not perfect. But it is a tradition in English football to play at this time of year and the rigours of doing so. And when it all unfurls at the end of the season, it's part and parcel of where you end up in the league, good or bad. And there's humps and bumps along the way, and it's how you cope with that. But please spare me this yearly we can't play. You know it's coming. Deal with it. Deal with it.
Frank?
The thing is those coaches, they want to handle everything to make sure that they have everything in hands to be successful. But in football, you have to expect the unexpected. That's what it is. It's why we love football, because of that the craziness of it. Because there is a human factor, a huge one, and it's why the Premier League is loved, because of that craziness, because of those traditions. And when you sign for it, you accept it. And you accept the fact that you won't handle everything because of the schedule, because of the tradition, because of the pace of the game, because of the fact that referees don't ref like they do in Europe. They let the game go, so it's maybe more dangerous, so maybe you have more injuries, but it's part of the game. And I enjoyed it. I figured it out. I didn't look at the schedule. I said, well, I have to play for the 23rd, the 26th, the 28th, the 1st, the 3rd. That's what it is. So I'm going to rest and sleep, and that's what it is. And hopefully I'm not going to get injured. But if I'm injured, somebody else is going to play. But it's part of the Premier League. The Premier League is the best championship in the world because of also that reason.
Who's going to win tomorrow, Leicester or Liverpool, Frank?
Well, tomorrow, Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool. Yeah, they had a rest for like 5-6 days. Big game for Leicester against Manchester City. I think Liverpool is going to win.
And Leicester do have a lot of problems.
Yes.
Both injuries and, I believe, COVID still, particularly at the back. Came off the back of that Carabao Cup defeat to Liverpool when they went up there with a full-strength team and really played Liverpool's B team. That didn't go the way. They did score 3 goals at Man City, but it was a bit of a mauling. That wasn't a surprise with their team selection. And I don't see much difference here in this game. I could see Liverpool taking them apart.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.